You don't need me to tell you what the BMW M4 is, but what about what it's become? Well, that's what we're going to look at in this CarGurus video, because the all-new BMW M4, it has got 503 brake horsepower from its twin turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine, and it'll do 0 to 62 in 3.9 seconds, so the performance is a given. But it is also longer and wider than before. It's actually now the same width as the BMW M5, and in a few months you're going to be able to get it with the same switchable four-wheel drive system as the M5. You also can't get a manual version in the UK because you can only have the M4 and M3 Competition over here. And it costs from £76,000. So it is a bit of a question as to quite what the M4 and M3 are trying to be these days. And what about those looks? Well, it's not pretty, is it? But do you know what? I think that the brazen aggressiveness of it actually has its own appeal, and I'm going to leave you lot to break the internet with the toing and froing over that already infamous grille.
Before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe to the CarGurus UK YouTube channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any of our videos. Whether you like what you see from the outside of the M4 is always up for debate, but the inside is hard to argue with. Not only do you get the full 12.3-inch infotainment screen and 10-inch digital driver's readout, but there's a really brilliant head-up display, a 16-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, and adjustable LED ambient lighting. All of those M badges and colour strikes, as well as the gloss carbon fibre inserts and leather upholstery, is also thrown in. There's decent room for 2 adults in the M4's 2 back seats, but to state the obvious, the M3 is the one to go for if you regularly carry passengers.
The boot is good too, so you get 440 litres of space, and it's actually a really nice sort of deep boot floor, so definitely a bit more practical than, for instance, the outgoing Mercedes C63 Coupe. Before we get stuck into what the M4 is like to drive, here are 5 things that you need to know about the BMW M4 Competition. The 3-litre inline 6-pot twin turbocharged motor now develops 503 brake horsepower at 6,250 RPM, and it will carry on right up to 7,200 RPM. That is over 40 brake horsepower more than the previous generation M4 CS. The roof on the M4 and M3 Competitions, carbon fibre is standard, and whatever you think about the way this car looks, bare carbon fibre roof is always a thing of deep joy.
BMW's M cars have been renowned for complex variable dynamics for some time. The M4 Competition even has the option of 2 different brake pedal feel settings, or you can specify how much slip the rear wheels should be allowed before traction control intervenes, not to mention the usual adjustable gearbox, engine and steering settings. On the subject of wheel slip, welcome to the M Drift Analyzer, which records and rates how good your opposite lock moments are and even gives you a star rating. The media aspect of the infotainment touchscreen includes Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay, sat-nav, gesture control, online services and wireless phone charging. It's one of the best systems going. The graphics are great, while the rotary controller, touchscreen and the fairly logical menu layout make this one of the easiest systems to use on the move. It's a given then that the M4 has got highbrow technology and sheer brute power. But fast is one thing. Is it still fun?
Well, yes, I think you can say that it's fun. This engine, it's an interesting one because I'll say flat out it's not got the character of the engine in the Alfa Giulia Quadrifoglio, for instance, and also not in the outgoing C63, but wow, it is effective. And also new gearbox, so this is an 8-speed torque converter, and as I say, it's really good. It shifts really nice and neatly. Obviously you can hold it in manual mode. The flexibility of this engine, the gearbox and how quickly it responds, really, really good. Everything about this car actually just feels technically really precise. The first thing that strikes me about the M4 is that BMW has made it much easier to live with. You get the adaptive dampers as standard on the M4 Competition, just makes things much smoother, much more relaxing than in the previous M4 Comp, which was quite tiresome, to be honest, in terms of the ride comfort. That's definitely an improvement for anybody that's going to be buying this car. They're going to be using it all the time, and that's definitely a good thing. And then, of course, you can switch out of your standard road mode and into sport mode down here, or you can go for your M1 for your more moderate M level, and things do definitely get a bit edgy, and it gets that sort of fierceness of an M car really comes through. There is a slightly playful aspect to this car, but I've only driven it in these really wet conditions, and I think part of that just comes from the edginess that you naturally get from a 500 brake horsepower car in the wet. I really do think you have to be going too fast to really make this car come alive. For instance, the steering, I've always had a thing about M steering wheels. I wish they would do a slimmer steering wheel in M cars. regardless of that, I think the steering could be a bit better. It's actually quite light. There's something that feels a bit devoid of much kind of connection in normal mode, and then when you stick it in sport, it weights up nicely, and you do get quite a good sense of what's going on. It's a variable rack as standard. You get quite a good sense of what's going on mid-corner, but sort of just off the dead ahead, I feel like it could be a bit more lively. Don't know, it's good, but could be better. The aggressiveness of the styling matches the way this car drives, and I think that is exactly what people are going to want, and I think BMW have done an incredible job of that, because it is such a slick operator, this car. It really is. Like I said, easy to live with and easy to have fun in, provided you're willing to get it up to the speeds where it feels like it's alive. But there are other cars out there, I'd say definitely from Alfa, that are a bit more fun. Whether they're as comprehensively good, well, that's a slightly different question.
Perhaps then the inevitable has happened, and the M2 is the new M3, being lighter and a bit more fun at normal road speeds, while the M3 has gone a bit more upmarket, a bit more up price and a bit more up power, and become something of an M5 Lite. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't got £80,000 to spare for a new M4 or M3, check out the excellent used cars for sale from top-rated dealers on cargurus.co.uk.